citizens of the Republic, welcome to the greatest Star Wars show on YouTube, the Galactic Core, presented by no one. My name's Mark, joined by my co-host Logan. This is the 8th episode of the Galactic Core, a segmented show about everything Star Wars. In today's episode, we have 5 segments for you, along with a 6th one for channel members only. Let me go ahead and send it over to Logan, tell you about all the segments in today's episode.
The first segment in today's episode is Trivia Trials. Then we go ahead and bring back a classic segment, Master or Apprentice. Then our third segment, we also bring back another segment, Overrated, Underrated. And for the fourth segment, we'll send it down to Dexter's Diner for Diner Talk. And the final segment, the Galactic Games, and our channel member exclusive, Level 10.
Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the Galactic Core so far. If you have, please make sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, and maybe even become a channel member today. With that, we will see if I can complete the Jedi Knight Trials. We'll go ahead and send it over to our first segment, Trivia Trials.
Welcome to Trivia Trials. In this segment, Mark will be answering Star Wars trivia questions in increasing difficulty. We have 8 trivia questions split into 3 different tiers. The first 3 questions will be the Jedi Knight tier, the second 3 will be the Jedi Master tier, and the final 2 questions, the most difficult questions, will be the Grand Master tier. Like I said, increasing difficulty, 8 questions. Mark, you will also have 2 lifelines, 50-50 and multiple choice, to use whenever you would like. Mark, are you prepared for this Trivia Trials?
I don't know. You're kind of scaring me earlier, saying that you gave me some questions I need to really think on. So I'm just hoping I can get to the Grand Master tier today. So
That's what I'm hoping for as well. I'm coming fresh off of a historic performance in Trivia Trials, completing the trials. I hope you can do the same. So Mark, we're going to go ahead and get into your first question here to start off the Jedi Knight tier. Your first question. Notorious junk dealer Watto is a Toydarian. What is the home world of the Toydarians?
Jeez. It's going to be a meme at this point of using lifelines on the first question, but I genuinely don't know this one because I just...
Mark,
there's
a reason I put this as the first question.
You only see the species. I go only Watto, but he's on Tatooine.
He is a Toydarian. Where do you think Toydarians would be from? If you need to use a lifeline, you can, but
gosh, bro,
you're gonna be mad if you do.
It's gonna turn into a joke at this point.
A Toydarian, Mark. A Toydarian.
It's not hitting me. It's not hitting me.
Mark, just listen to what I'm saying. A Toydarian.
Yeah, Toydarian. It's just not hitting me. I don't know.
Okay, do you want to use a lifeline?
Oh, dude, this sucks. This sucks.
The viewers at home that know the answer to this are crying laughing.
Just give me multiple choice. I genuinely, it's not hitting me, bro.
All right, Mark is cashing in the multiple choice. Mark, your multiple choice answers here. A, Tatooine. B, Coruscant. C, Takodana. Or D, Toydaria.
I'm gonna go with D.
Is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Mark, Toydaria is correct. Oh God. Well, you're one question in.
Uh,
You're
I'm
one
not feeling
lifeline
confident at
down.
all.
Man, I was trying to give it to you, dude. I was trying to give it to
Yeah,
you.
I get what you were trying to say. I've never heard of that planet, so that's why it wasn't hitting me.
Oh Lord.
It
All
makes sense
right.
though.
One question through the Jedi Knight tier. On to your second question, Mark. This one's much easier, I would say. What is the name of Balin Skull's apprentice?
It's a Shin. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Hati, I believe. It's Hati, I believe.
That is correct, Mark. It is Shin Hati. So you are 2 questions into the Jedi Knight tier now. Are you gaining some confidence back?
I mean, that one was like you said, it was definitely a lot easier. I knew that one off the bat, so
Yes, that was a
I don't
layup.
know. The problem is I'm down a lifeline, so I'm still not super confident.
Okay, on to your third question, the final question, the Jedi Knight tier. Unbeknownst to the Jedi High Council, what council member ordered the creation of the clone army?
Sifo Dyas.
Mark? That is correct. It is Sifo Dyas.
Let's go. Let's go.
You have completed the Jedi Knight tier. Mark, I think you've gotten your confidence back now.
Let's go. That was a good one. That one helps a little bit for sure.
Moving in to some more difficult questions here into the Jedi Master tier now. Mark, your fourth trial here. Attack of the Clones is set how many years after the Phantom Menace?
Oh man. Yeah, because I want to say, because I don't know, like obviously I know, because I want to say 10, but I'm not like, I don't know if it's quite 10 or not. I'm not 100%. I'm gonna go with 10. I think it's 10 years.
10 years is correct, Mark. You have completed your fourth trial.
I'm not gonna, that was lucky that I just pulled that number out and just was kind of thinking around 10. That was kind of lucky.
That is the correct answer. Now you are moving on to your fifth trial, trying to make some headway into the Jedi Master tier. Yep. Your next trial, Mark. Who was Ayla Sakura's master?
Jeez, I don't know if I know this one. Oh gosh.
I don't like to go easy on you, but there's also some questions where I don't know if you're going to get it or not. Like, it could either be the easiest thing in the world or you'll never get it.
Yeah, I just don't think this is one that I'm going to be able to pull. Well, I can think of like some names, but I don't know, like, I'm not
What's the line of thinking right now?
I mean, obviously Yoda trained a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's him or not. Man, I gotta continue the game. I think
You gotta continue it.
I can't end it off here. I can't just pull out a name and hope it's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the lifeline.
All right, Mark, you're cashing in your 50-50. Mark, your 50-50 answers here. A, Quinlan Vos, or B, Kit Fisto?
Oh, it sucks. I don't know how old these characters are. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm just going to guess Kit Fisto, I guess. I don't know.
Is that your final answer, Mark?
It's the best I got, so
that's your final answer.
That is my final answer.
Mark, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It is Quinlan Vos.
Yeah, that one's a tough one. I genuinely did not know. Genuinely did not know.
Okay, well, I don't want to disappoint the viewers here, and I actually would like to go through these final questions with you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'm
Just
down
for
for it.
fun,
Yeah,
obviously.
just for funsies.
You do unfortunately bow out at this point, but we'll go ahead and rattle through these final 3 questions just for the fun of Star Wars trivia. So, Mark, the next question was, as a lie, Princess Leia tells Grand Moff Tarkin that the hidden rebel base is on what planet?
Oh no, because I can picture the scene and the line in my
Uh-huh.
head.
Yeah.
Oh no, this one would have drove me up a wall if it was for the game. Oh man, I don't know that because I can picture it. I just cannot
Mm-hmm.
picture what planet she says.
And that would be Dantooine.
Dantooine. Yep. Okay. That
Okay,
sounds
so
familiar.
that was the final question of the Jedi Master tier. So now these final 2 questions were in Grandmaster, the hardest ones, and I think you'll see why. So the first question was, in the Book of Boba Fett, the Modifier is portrayed by what musical artist? So the guy in the mod shop that,
Like the
you know,
cybernetics
yeah,
or whatever they're called.
mm-hmm. The guy that actually does the work of it.
Because we talked about this. I remember talking about this with you
Yes, I
when
always
we
I
were
always bring
watching
him
the.
up.
Yeah. Who is it?
A Thundercat.
Thundercat.
Now, if you wanted to hear the
Yep.
multiple choice on that one, I had Steve Lacy, Thundercat, Frank Ocean, and Pusha T as your options. I figured you'd like that. And then the final question, which this one, if you didn't have a lifeline going into this one, it was just gonna be like actually just throw something out there. It was, how many handmaidens did Queen Padme Amidala have?
I mean, even if I had lifelines, I feel like that would still be kind of.
Yeah, so it
I'll
would be
just throw
very
out like
difficult.
a number. Like I'm just gonna assume like 6, I guess.
That's actually close. It's 5.
Oh, that is close.
Because she has ones when she's a senator, but as a queen, she had 5.
Yeah, yeah.
But the multiple choice options were 5, 6, 7, and 8. So
That wouldn't have helped at all.
oh man, yeah. I mean, hopefully, to the people that are watching this, hopefully you guys did enjoy going through the final few questions here, even though it wasn't for anything, just to have fun and also a bit of a challenge for the viewers as well. So
Expand the knowledge.
yeah, Mark, it is unfortunate that you couldn't get too far in it. Sometimes I feel like I go too hard on you, but there are some times where I feel like you go too easy on me. But there's also,
That's true.
there's also the layer of we don't know exactly what each other knows. So sometimes it's going to be easy, sometimes it isn't. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, that's kind of intrigued though that Quinlan Voss was Ayla Secura's master. I did not know that. So
Hopefully you guys enjoyed this segment. Please let us know down in the comments below how you did on these trivia questions. Let us know if any of these tripped you up. And with that, we will go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk. Well, Mark, it's unfortunate you couldn't get through Trivia Trials. It was a great effort, but you have a little bit of redemption here. I'm going to have you try to guess this Star Wars character in 30 seconds. Do you think you could do it?
I don't know. You tripped me up with Qui-Gon the first time around doing this, so I'm hoping that I can kind of lock in here for this one and get this one. So I'm ready.
Let's hope you can. Mark, your time starts now.
Prequel, original, sequel.
Prequel.
1, 2, or 3.
None of the movies.
Clone Wars.
Yes.
Human.
Yes.
Male.
No.
Force sensitive.
No.
Bounty hunter.
No.
Senator.
No.
Republic.
5 seconds. Yes.
Separatist. Republic.
Time is up.
I ran out of questions to ask.
You've narrowed it down quite a bit, though.
So, associated with the Republic, not human male, right?
No, human, not
Human,
male.
not male. Okay.
Let me clarify on the Republic. Okay, my bad. They are neutral.
Neutral.
A neutral system.
Is it, man, because there's a couple people I got on my brain right now. Is it Satine?
Is that your final answer?
That's like the one that I'm of the people that I'm thinking in my head. That's the one I feel most confident in.
Market is Satine.
Oh my gosh!
What were your other thoughts?
Well, Bo-Katan.
Oh, okay.
That was the other main one, to be honest. But when you brought up neutral, I was like, well, it's got to be either of those two. I feel like.
Yeah, when you asked Senator, I tried to give you like a little hint by saying no.
Yeah.
But you're getting close, kinda.
Yeah, no, that definitely helped too a little bit. That and the neutral definitely narrowed it down for me.
Yeah.
First,
so, well, you got your redemption from Trivia Trials. You got that correct. That's what we love to see out of you, Mark.
Feeling good.
But now, it's time for us to critique some of the viewers at home.
Oh man, this is gonna be good.
Let's go ahead and send it down to the Jedi Council chambers for Master or Apprentice.
Welcome to Master or Apprentice. In this segment, we will be going over your hot takes and deciding whether we agree or we disagree with them. If you want your hot take submitted, go ahead and throw it down in the comments below or throw it in our Discord server, link in the description, with increased odds for channel members, of course. And with that, we'll get into the first hot take here, submitted by Woo. His hot take is Count Dooku was closer to the true meaning of a Jedi than his peers. Now, this I will agree to it to an extent, because I do think that Dooku was definitely closer to the true meaning of a Jedi, but he did overstep some boundaries in Tales of the Jedi. Using the dark side a little bit with that one senator. And I think Qui-Gon is closer than Count Dooku is. That's my personal opinion. I think Qui-Gon is closer to the true meaning of a Jedi than Count Dooku is. But I do think that Count Dooku is pretty close. What are you feeling like? Luke?
Yeah, I mean, is there a discussion to be had? Of course. But I think it just, when you really just take it at face value of what they do, I think it's pretty obvious that the choice would be Qui-Gon or even Kanan. I think those two choices are probably just the step above Count Dooku. I could see the reason for the thought, though.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like had the council been more open to things that he was doing, he wouldn't have turned like he did. Because you see those little glimpses of him like maybe taking things a little too far, but even past that, he gets to the point where he goes over and starts working with Darth Sidious. Like,
yeah, that's
you got to draw the line somewhere,
and he stepped over the line.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean it's definitely a fully understandable take, but I also see that there's a flaw in the logic. I would definitely go with Qui-Gon or Kanan over Dooku, but Dooku's close though.
He is.
Just
Yeah, like you said, there is an argument for Dooku. He is definitely really close. But also, like you said, we gotta draw the line, and well, he stepped over that line by
yes.
joining Sidious. So can't fully agree with it, but I see the reasoning. I see the argument. So Wu, I'm so sorry, but we do not grant you the rank of master. Phenomenal hot take, though. Round of applause.
Yes,
That was a
round of
great
applause
hot
for
take.
Wu. He's
We
he's
love it.
gonna get granted the rank of master one of these days.
Yeah, he's always bringing the fire hot takes.
Yeah,
So,
he's bringing good ones,
hmm
and that's the thing is a good hot take isn't always gonna be picked. Like it isn't
that's
always
true.
gonna be agreed with. That's the
Yep.
point of a hot take. Just the fact that it needs to be a good one. So that's what we like to see. But to get into our second hot take, this one actually comes in from Mark, and he says Star Killer or Galen Merrick needs to stay in Legends and not enter the canon universe. I could say outright that I do agree with this. The thing is, I could understand them wanting to bring him into canon, like seeing the positives of it. You could, because the thing is, I feel like if you bring him in, you definitely can't have the same type of story for him. His story isn't going to be the same as it is in Legends, and I think it's tough to have an apprentice for Vader. You know,
Yeah.
it just I don't know. I think it makes perfect sense for that time period of Vader and Palpatine ruling. For now, since we have the Inquisitors, for that to be it. Like Vader
hmm
doesn't need an apprentice. It's Vader has, from what we've seen, doesn't have any sort of thought of overthrowing Palpatine. So I don't think there's much of a reason for Vader to have an apprentice, but for Starkiller to somehow make his way into canon, could I see it? Yeah. Is it necessary? No. So that's why I would say I agree with it, is the fact that it's not something that needs to happen, and not something that would be easy to do either, because you would definitely mess up a lot of people's perception of him because of what he does in Legends. You'd have to severely nerf him, which is what a lot of people say, and I fully agree with that. So, Mark, this is your hot take, so I'll let you take the floor and say what you want to say as well.
Yeah, man, I agree with everything you just said. My main thing with it is it would just completely take away from his story.
Mm-hmm.
His story of being Vader's apprentice, but then eventually like overcoming that and actually doing something good and helping to essentially start the rebellion almost.
Mm-hmm.
Um was great. So you obviously could not do that because Padme kind of got the ball rolling on that a little bit early on, so you couldn't really implement that. And like you said, Vader had no plans to overthrow the Emperor, so that wouldn't work as well. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't want to see him as an Inquisitor. I don't.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just it would not, in my opinion, it doesn't work. It wouldn't work. His power is gonna be significantly nerfed. I I say significantly nerfed, but he's still like, I believe his force level was like on the level of Obi-Wan or something if he was going to be canon,
Mm-hmm.
which is still powerful, obviously. Um but it would just completely take away from his Legends story in my opinion. I thought his story was great in Legends, and I don't know, there's just a part of me that does not. I mean, obviously you have Sam Witwer, he could play Starkiller, Galen Merrick. He could play him in a live action show,
That's what I was gonna
which
say. Was I think that would be the coolest thing about him being live action, is the fact that Sam Witwer would actually be able to play him in live action. But that's
yeah,
the
no,
only thing that would be super cool to me. And in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I that's kind of what I was gonna say. That would be super cool, but other than that, I think his character should just kind of be kept to the Force Unleashed universe. I wish they would have made a third one to round out his story, but they didn't. But that's another
Yeah.
topic for another video. So that's kind of my thought process on this hot take that I gave.
Okay, well, Mark, you did this on the last Master Apprentice with me, but I will address you directly, Mark. I do grant you the rank of master. I think it's is it
Let's
much of
go.
I don't think it's a crazy hot take. I think
Yeah,
a
no, it's
lot of
not like.
people
Mhm.
do agree with the fact that he shouldn't be canon, but there's plenty of people that would just be like, I don't care, do it anyway. And I think you got to have some sense to it. So, I do agree with the hot take.
Yeah, that's kind of why I brought it up because there's a lot of people that want to see him in because like I've seen more of it on Twitter as the time goes on. I see people mention him and wanting to see him, but I think he should just be left in Legends. So now to get into our final hot take here for this segment, submitted by Klogot. Mon Mothma shouldn't exist, and Padme should have taken her role. Now this one's actually an interesting one
That's
because
that's just a harsh way to word it as well. Just
yeah,
Mon Mothma shouldn't exist altogether.
that is, yeah, it's just like, you know what, Mon Mothma, I don't like your character.
Hmm.
Padme should have been there. Um, well, yeah, no, it's an interesting take because I haven't heard anybody say this,
Hmm.
and it's kind of intrigued me because obviously like Padme was a super notable figure in the Republic, and she could have been that for the rebellion as well. But I also think that the torch should be passed to somebody else in the sense as well. And I think Mon Mothma fits the role great. In Ahsoka, her being the Chancellor is awesome. She just fits that role so perfectly, in my opinion.
Hmm.
I love seeing her there, and I think Padme not being there also is impactful to Anakin's story as well. If Padme lived, I feel like the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker wouldn't be as significant as what it is. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. What do you how you feel about this one, Logan?
Yeah, I mean, you really hit all the points. It's I don't know. Maybe I can understand it in a sense, but it's just to me, Padme. Like, I think Klogot would not have this strong of an opinion on this if the deleted scenes of Revenge of the Sith were included, where Padme is essentially starting the rebellion.
Yeah.
If those were left in, which I mean, it's still canon that she did that. It's
Yeah.
just not shown. Uh, I think if those were left in, people would have a different viewpoint on it. But yeah, Padme and people have brought up like how there was an alternate, not ending, but an alternate. I'm gonna say ending to Revenge of the Sith, where when Padme goes to Mustafar, she actually had the intent of killing Anakin or trying to kill him to stop everything. But I think that's also out of Padme's character.
Oh, 100%.
So I don't I don't think it would have worked out with her surviving or even lasting any sort of bit longer to play a large role in as the rebellion's actually happening, because she plays a large role in it starting. But I think Mon Mothma is the perfect figure to lead the rebellion at that point. And like you see a lot of character growth with Mon Mothma in Andor, and see the sacrifices that she's willing to do for the rebellion, and I think that makes her perfect for it. So yeah, it's definitely it's interesting to think about, but it's just not something I can agree with. I'm the biggest Padme fan there is, and I'd love to see her more because if she's the leader of the rebellion, then we'd see her in the Mon Mothma role there is now. But
Yeah.
it just, for story purposes, it just wouldn't work in my opinion. So I think it's perfect how it is. So unfortunately, I can't agree with the hot take.
Yeah, no, Andor really did a lot for Mon Mothma's character for sure. I forgot to hit on that point, so I'm glad you did. But Klogot, I'm so sorry. Logan's so sorry as well. But we do not grant you the rank of master.
Round of applause to Klogot.
I say this about everyone, but I actually do like this one. This one definitely gets you thinking for sure about what like alternate possibilities. Like what if this happened? What if this character survived?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that
interesting to
brings
think
up
about.
the thought of if they should do a what if series, which that's a
true.
discussion for another time. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
stuff like that is interesting to think about.
Well, thank you guys for your hot takes. Those ones were really good. If you want your hot takes submitted for the next Master or Apprentice, throw it down in the comments below or throw it in our Discord server, link in the description. If you guys agreed with any of these hot takes, go ahead and let us know down in the comments as well. And with that, we'll send you back to the boys in the studio.
Thank you guys for submitting all of those amazing hot takes. But now, before we go ahead and get into the next segment, we have a special interview for you guys with a very special guest, notorious member of Clone Force 99. A round of applause, everyone. Gonky is here today. A round of applause for Gonky. Gonky, it's great to have you on the show, man. How have you been?
Gonk.
Oh, that's great, man. First question for the interview. What's it like living on the Marauder?
Gonk, gonk.
Oh, that's unfortunate to hear. I'm sorry.
Gonk.
I really do apologize. But I guess to get into the next question, how is it living with the other members of Clone Force 99? I know they can be a real rowdy bunch.
Gonk.
Oh, you don't like them?
Gonk.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to start all this. I'll let you go though. I really appreciate the interview though. Thanks for showing up.
Yo, Logan, was that Gonky?
Gonk.
Let's just send it to the next segment, I guess. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview with the legendary Gonky. But now it is time to send it to our next segment, Overrated, Underrated.
Welcome to Overrated, Underrated. In this segment, me and Mark will decide if these things in Star Wars are overrated, underrated, or properly rated, and we can only answer with about one sentence. So, Mark, you're up first here. Your first thing, overrated, underrated, the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, man, I low-key like the Millennium Falcon, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of the more iconic ships in Star Wars.
Probably the most.
Yeah, I would say probably the most. And I think with the way it's designed, it's good for, maneuverability. It has some good weapons on it as well. It's just a great overall ship. I'm going to say properly rated.
Properly rated. Okay. I understand that. Okay. Your next thing, overrated, underrated. The duel between Obi-Wan and Vader in A New Hope.
This one's brutal to watch, especially after seeing the other version of it. I don't know. I just feel like I gotta say overrated. It's just like
I'd be the opposite.
The dialogue is great, but the actual duel is not.
I understand your
That's kind of
reasoning.
where I'm at
I probably
with
would have
it.
said underrated because I think like it's just okay.
The
It's not
dialogue's
mine. It's
great.
not mine to
Yeah.
decide, I guess. Mark says overrated. It wasn't me. Okay, Mark, your final thing here. Overrated, underrated. Ezra and Kanan's relationship.
Oh man, underrated. I think their relationship is just amazing, and they both grew as characters from one another. They benefited from one another throughout the whole
Mm.
Rebel series. All right, Logan, your first one. Overrated, underrated. Han and Chewie's relationship.
Hmm. See, now this is much different from Ezra and Kanan's.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I'm gonna say properly rated. Like it just, it's a good friendship. I love seeing the origin story in Solo, but I don't think it's anything too crazy. It's
Yeah,
very casual from what we see. So, properly rated.
I agree, even though it's not my decision. Overrated, underrated. Darth Plagueis the Wise. The scene from Episode 3 when Palpatine was talking
Okay.
to Anakin.
Yeah, Palpatine's teachings, as they say.
Yep,
Mm.
they would say that.
God. I'm not gonna lie. See, this one is like, I don't know, this one's mixy. I'm gonna say overrated because I think a lot of people really do love that.
Mm-hmm.
And not that I think it's bad, but I don't know. I've always thought it's so intentional though. I've always thought it's so creepy how after every single question Anakin asks, Palpatine goes like this and just slowly turns his head, like I've always hated that uh just because it's just so creepy.
No,
So
that's hilarious.
overrated.
That's hilarious. Overrated, underrated. The Jedi Temple. The overall design
mm,
of it.
underrated. Underrated because I feel like it's not pointed out enough. Like it doesn't get enough attention, I don't think. I think the design of it is just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
I love the idea of the council chambers being high up above everything else. I don't know, it's kind of crazy. I would like to know the schematics of it though, because it's just like so massive. It just seems insane. But
Yeah.
yeah, underrated. I like that.
I like that too.
Okay, Mark, your next thing here, overrated, underrated. The Empire's cloning plans.
Oh man, this is a hard one to. Ooh.
Because you see a lot of it in Bad Batch. You get some in Mando.
I might have to lean underrated here. I think because you can see the full. You don't see the full process of it, but you're kind of getting a gist of the process
Mm-hmm.
and how they're um proceeding with the cloning process, I guess. And I just like that they basically took the Kaminoans, took them off of Camino, and they're holding them hostage, making them, do all the research for cloning for the Empire. So
Yeah.
I'll say underrated.
I also love how secretive it is.
It's very secretive.
Okay, Mark, your next thing here, overrated, underrated. Boba Fett's armor.
Hmm. Gosh, because I like Django's better.
Mm-hmm.
But do I want to say overrated for both? Because Boba Fett's armor looks cool too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might have to say, you know what? Because I think people would say that the majority of people would say that Boba Fett's armor looks better than Django's. So I'm gonna go slightly overrated because I just feel like more people lean towards Boba Fett's armor, but
Mm-hmm.
I lean towards Django's armor.
Yeah, I completely understand that. I'd agree.
Yeah.
Not that it's bad.
No, it's great.
Yeah. Okay,
Just that
Mark.
lean Django a little more.
Your final thing here, overrated, underrated, Crosshair's character arc. And we don't have the full thing, but as it stands.
Man. I gotta say underrated for this one too. This character arc he's undergoing right now is phenomenal because he's always been like the follow orders, obviously, and we've seen that with the inhibitor chip. Good soldiers follow orders, but he's at the end of season 2. He was really torn. Not at the end of it, like towards the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
He was really torn about it, and by the end, he doesn't seem to be vibing with the Empire anymore. I mean, he doesn't like them, and I can't wait for season 3 to see his full arc be complete in that season.
Yeah, that episode in season 2 of Bad Batch where you see Crosshair sort of turn with Mayday, that
yes.
episode might be one of the best Star Wars show episodes out of them all to date.
It was phenomenal. All right, Logan, to get into the next thing here, overrated, underrated, live action Night Sisters.
I mean, I feel like I have to say underrated. I feel like I have
figured
to.
You would, yeah.
It's such a cool thing. It's just, I don't know. I think it's I feel like the Night Sisters in general are sort of an underrated thing in Star Wars. Seeing them in live action is just a whole nother thing. It's crazy. So definitely underrated. I want more people to appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it was definitely really cool. Now for your next thing here, I know you brought up Kanan and Ezra relationship. Overrated, underrated, Kanan's character arc in Rebels.
God, that's it. Like, for the people that have never seen Rebels, you're missing out.
Literally.
That's underrated as well. Him being like you brought up, how he grows with Ezra. You see that whole thing going on throughout Rebels. Then you see the Bendu and what he learns there, and just him sacrificing himself, like just the most Jedi thing he could possibly do. Now it's just, I don't know. Very few characters compare to that character arc, so definitely underrated.
I agree. And your last thing, overrated, underrated, Kelleran Beck.
Okay. See, we don't see a whole lot of them. Is the thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get see him in combat for a little bit, but
yeah,
it's kind of smooth with it.
Man, I think this is. You've definitely had some close calls, but this might be the first time we've ever had a whole section of them all be underrated, because I'm gonna say underrated. He's way too cool. I really would like to see more of him.
I agree. I would as well.
Because he sends Grogu off to Naboo, or that's presumed. I hope he has some sort of connection with the Gungans, because that would be sweet that Ahmad Best, his character, his two characters, well, he actually has 3 characters now in Star Wars, but his 2 main characters would have some sort of connection. So I would love that. But yeah, I mean the 2 lightsaber fighting that the dual saber, I love seeing that. Definitely underrated. I think he's a great character so far.
I like that.
Would love to see more.
Love it.
But I mean, overall, I think this was one of our best overrated underrateds. This was, man, I feel like we flip-flopped a little bit. You are always the person that says underrated, and I'm the one that always says overrated. And I think we kind of flip-flopped here, which is kind of good for the for the sake of the show. It's good to switch it up sometimes. So
100%.
I'm glad to see it pan out like that. If you guys enjoyed this segment, let us know in the comments below. We love doing this one. It's a kind of a staple for the Galactic Core. We gave it a break, but we're back again, and we'll see how you guys enjoy this, but enough yapping. We'll get you back to the boys at the desk and continue the show. Let's go ahead and send it back.
That was a great segment. It's always good to bring back an absolute classic like Overrated, Underrated. But now it is time to honor all of our channel members. Now presenting the Hologram of Fame.
Hi, I'm Mark, co-host of the Galactic Core. Me and Logan are here to let you know all of the benefits of becoming a channel member.
Our first benefit for you all is you guys will get a bonus segment every time a new episode of the Galactic Core releases.
You will also get special behind-the-scenes videos and outtakes from our recordings of the Galactic Core.
You will also get access to special chats in our Discord server, along with a special role as well.
You will also get increased odds for your questions and hot takes to possibly be chosen to be featured on Master Apprentice and Senate hearing.
You will also be featured on the Hologram of Fame in every single episode of the Galactic Core.
Please think about becoming a channel member today. You get all of these phenomenal benefits and it would really help support the channel. Now we'll go ahead and send it down to Dexter's Diner for Diner Talk.
Welcome to Diner Talk. In this segment, me and Logan are down here in Dexter's Diner talking about relevant things in Star Wars. This time around, we'll be talking about Star Wars Return of the Jedi from a certain point of view. Now, this book is a part of the From a Certain Point of View collection, mainly 40 short stories celebrating 40 years of the movie. This is celebrating 40 years of Return of the Jedi, and me and Logan have picked out a single story, one from me, one from him, and we're going to kind of discuss it, go into a couple talking points about it, and just overall see how we feel about these short stories. So, to get into my short story that I picked, it's actually called From a Certain Point of View by Alex Jennings, and this short story is about Obi-Wan. On Dagobah is a Force ghost. And mainly, my first point here to talk about is the comparisons that he makes about Luke and Leia to Anakin. Obi-Wan does this quite a bit.
Yes.
And it's really nice to see the callback to Anakin. Just talking about all the good traits that he passed on to Luke and Leia, about them being fighters, about Obi-Wan just sensing the good side in Anakin, or in Luke, excuse me. Because he can kind of he was sensing the conflict in him when he found out that Darth Vader was Anakin, his father. But overall, by the end of the short story, Obi-Wan realized that the good side in Luke is going to prevail, and it prevailed in that moment. So he felt really confident in Luke taking down the Empire and bringing Anakin back. And he actually recalled back to Padme saying that there's still good in Anakin, which is what Luke said as well. And it's overall just a great callback. What did you kind of think about this, Logan?
I mean, I love a lot of the sort of flashback sort of moments throughout it.
Mm-hmm.
Because he kind of, it's explained in it how him being a Force ghost, he has memory of everything, and he doesn't kind of realize that, and he doesn't know if he can control it or not.
Hmm.
and he's going back to these certain memories. He goes back to what we see in the Kenobi show. He sees the fight with him and Vader, and in these flashbacks he realizes he has to, see it through. Like, he can't just cut off the memory. He needs to see it through, because it's him remembering that is a lesson for him, essentially. And those callbacks are just great, and him making those comparisons of Luke and Leia to Anakin, it's just because, he starts out by making the comparisons in sort of a negative light, where he notices the conflict and certain aspects of Luke that happened with Anakin and could eventually play into the Emperor's favor. But then by the end of it, he realizes that the traits that Luke has are the good ones from Anakin, and that's what he needed, that for closure, essentially.
Yeah.
He goes into this just so stressed out. I don't know how you could be a Force ghost. You're not even alive and you're stressed out. This dude is
He was,
stressed beyond belief.
yeah, he was stressing hard.
And by the end of it, it's all gone, because he
Hmm.
realizes it's all going to work out in the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I love those callbacks within this.
Yeah, and he did actually mention about how, like, Anakin he put others' lives before himself. He always risked his life every battle, and he's seen that in Luke,
Mm-hmm.
which was one of those things where he was like, the Emperor might be able to use that against him. But nah, it was great to see that. My second talking point, kind of going back to what you were discussing a little bit about the callbacks to Episode 3 and Kenobi specifically. Just him reliving those memories on Mustafar, when he confronted Vader again in Kenobi. Him reliving that scene about him kind of slicing Vader's mask open to kind of see the half of Anakin and half of Vader, and
Mm-hmm.
the whole, you didn't kill Anakin Skywalker, I did. And him going through all that trauma that he went through, not specifically with Anakin, it was definitely got a little emotional in there. I'm not gonna lie, but it was really nice seeing all of that, and it kind of gives you an interesting insight to like a Force ghost, because we don't know what happens, we don't know what goes on at all, but this gives a little good insight about, you must like relive certain memories, or the Force, I guess, because he does mention the Force teaching him like a lesson
Mm-hmm.
by the end of it as well. So I think the Force definitely plays a part in these memories playing, but
Yeah, it's like the will of the Force is making him relive these.
yeah,
You know,
because he did try to like
he
look away,
realizes
and
that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, no, that was overall great. Because like I said, we know nothing about it, so that's actually
Mm-hmm.
like really interesting to know that the Force does that. And even after you've went through years of training and you've learned how to become a Force ghost, there's always something new to learn, a lesson to be learned. It's just overall great. I enjoyed this story.
And then
How do you feel
even
about it?
the I was gonna mention even more of the callbacks to Kenobi, not even like the fights and stuff, but he remembers the last time he saw Leia,
Oh yeah. Mhm. I remember that
and
too.
him he somewhat regrets, or he feels a bit of regret telling her about her parents,
Yeah.
and realizes how dangerous it could be. Uh, yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then even you were talking about, you get a lot of insight into a Force ghost. He even goes into detail explaining how, like, what it felt to
Yeah.
become a Force ghost. Like he didn't feel any pain. He didn't feel any pain. It felt like he felt heat. He smelled his flesh burning, and then it
Yep.
was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he hears the voice of his master. He hears
Oh
Qui-Gon.
yeah, that was amazing.
And then even him comparing like the screams he's hearing of his master and Darth Maul fighting, comparing that to his duel in Kenobi. Like, just a lot of that's what I love about stories like this, because this is based around the scene where Luke is on Dagobah and Yoda dies, and then he walks out and Obi-Wan's there and has that whole discussion. It's literally, that is the scene that is happening
Yeah.
during this entire short story. But you get so much more because you realize you know what's going on in Obi-Wan's head. And there's, between each line, there is so much thought going into what they're going to say next. Obi-Wan is like holding back certain information because he's not sure if Luke is ready for it. And then all this stuff is going on through his mind. He's reliving these memories like in an instant. So yeah, I mean, this one was, I mean, solid pick out of you.
Oh yeah, I just seen from a certain point of view. I was like, this might be some heat, and I started reading it, and I was like, oh, this is about that scene on Dagobah, because it really takes like a. I don't want to say it's not an impactful scene because it kind of is, but it takes a scene that maybe not everybody would like recall, and
Mm-hmm.
it just expands it by like 3 times the scale of what it actually is, and it's
Yeah,
just
because I feel like what's seen as the more impactful scene is what happens right before it, where Yoda dies, and that whole
yeah.
explanation goes on there.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, you're completely right. It amplifies that scene so much.
Yeah.
And
It's
then you get this. We talked about this right after I had read it. Uh, like right at the start, they're talking about how Dagobah feels, like
mhm.
the weather, and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan is experiencing that, but he's a Force ghost. They're playing it as if he's arriving on a starship, but it's him arriving as a Force ghost, and it's just so interesting. He he feels within the Force. He sees through the Force Yoda dying and him becoming one with the Force. Like, it's just, I don't know, a lot of small details that are just super cool and super insightful into certain little things that you wouldn't think much about.
Yeah, and I believe just really quick, I think Obi-Wan mentions like the planet and he can just feel like the force because obviously Dagobah is known to be like very strong with the force, but
Yes,
and
and
he like thinks about it, he's like this could be like overwhelming for like
mhm,
a lot of Jedi, but see he sees why Yoda picks it and I think he's almost like impressed with Luke that he's able to, be here and not be like completely overwhelmed by everything, like the amount
mhm.
of like force that's on that planet.
Yeah, but I was
So,
gonna mention how it's cool that he realizes why Yoda chose
yeah.
that as his refuge.
Hmm.
But then we also, we get the arc in Clone Wars as to another reason why Yoda would pick it. But Obi-Wan has no idea about that whole thing.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Great.
yeah, super cool. So to now get into mine, this is there's one small thing that kind of makes these two overlap, but they're very different in their own right. This one is titled "The Veteran" by Adam Lance Garcia. And we talked about this on our HoloNet News when we highlighted the book right before it came out. This one was about the man of the hour, the diner that we're in, Dexter Jetster. This is highlighting his story just after the fall of the Empire, just after Episode 6, literally right after the second Death Star is blown up.
Yeah.
And we see that he is just absolutely depressed beyond belief. We'll go into that into my second point, but I just want to highlight the story a little bit. And then there's this whole celebration going on Coruscant, and he goes up to the upper levels and sees this whole celebration going on, but also realizes that it's going to be like there's still Imperials, and even though it's a battle of the rebels who know they've won, and the Imperials who don't want to accept they've lost. That's not the exact quote. That's, I don't know it verbatim, but that's, the idea of it. So Dex realizes that there's going to be some bad stuff that happens, and he goes up top and goes through this whole thing within the crowd, and ends on a very somber note. But to actually go into one of my first points about it was the guilt that Dex feels, the guilt, PTSD in a certain way, and depression. Those are the three main things I wanted to highlight, because I think it's just the overarching theme, at least from the beginning, of how Dex is feeling. Because he feels a lot of guilt from the Clone War, feeling like he started it, and feeling like he led to the downfall of the Jedi. He's on Coruscant. He's still there, and he is always reliving those days, essentially. And he's still wary of the Empire. He realizes that they're not just going to disappear from Coruscant and from the galaxy. Like, they're always going to be there. And something that I wanted to bring up was, in the story, right before he goes up to the top, he walks out of his apartment, I guess you could say, and everyone's like running by. They all want to go up top to celebrate, and then they want to go to the Jedi Temple, which has been taken over by Palpatine and turned into what exactly do they call it?
Oh man, I want to say, because I don't want to say like his chambers, but I feel like it.
Yeah, it's like a base for the Imperials, essentially.
Yeah, I forget what it's called exactly, but
and they just want to go there and just like steal stuff, essentially, like just see what they can do. And he stops this one young man named Kamos. I'm gonna assume that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
And he stops him and realizes that he's gonna go up, and he has like a vibroblade, and but Dex realizes that he doesn't know what he's gonna get himself into, and Dex stops him from doing it. Says, go back home, protect your mom. You need to be here, because if you go up there, you might not come back.
Exactly, yeah.
And Dex has kind of lost hope. Even though the fall of the Empire is there, he knows there's still always going to be flaws within the system. And that it's not always gonna work out. We see from the start, we learn that we get his experience of Order 66, like how he felt in those moments. From his diner, he could see the Jedi Temple burning. The diner was covered in ash for days.
Yeah.
From the burning. And his I honestly don't know if it's his like quote unquote wife, but the droid, what's it, Wanda, I believe is her name.
Yep.
She says she says, "Don't worry about it. It'll all be over soon. It's not going to matter." And Dex kind of realizes, like, I don't know about that. And within 3 years, Wanda shuts down. And soon after that, he loses the diner.
Yeah, that hit me hard. I'm not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie when I was reading that.
And he talks about how he always thought he was going to be able to get it back. And he was just going to have to take some time. But he realized that not all things are going to, turn out how he wants them to be. And that's kind of true for what happened after the Clone War. Like, he couldn't control that, but he feels in his mind that he is the cause for it. He sent Obi-Wan to Kamino. He feels he should have lied in that moment.
Yeah.
That he should have lied and said he didn't know where it was from. And it's just, I don't know, seeing that sort of guilt from someone like Dex, someone that, when you watch the movies, seems like such a minor character, someone that, the thing that he does may seem like such a small cog in the machine, but if that didn't happen, then everything else wouldn't happen. So he is, in a sense, a direct cause of it, and it's kind of tragic. So how were you feeling about that whole idea of it?
Well, I was depressed reading it. I'm not gonna lie. Seeing Dex, I mean, Dex is one of our best friends, and seeing him just down like that, it was a bit of a tough read at first. Because I was actually looking through the book here really quick, so I wanted to see exactly what level he was on. He was on level 2,401
Yeah,
in
and
his
then he
apartment.
highlights like how many levels there are, and there's over
Yeah,
like
there's like
5,000.
5,000, yeah, which is just insane to
And
think
he's recalling the time of his apartment when it was the top level.
about. Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't realize how old Dex really is.
Oh yeah, Dex. Yeah, he is.
Like, he's
They do
talking
mention
about
that.
things
Good.
about the High Republic and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they do say that his species does live a long time, so definitely makes sense for that. But yeah, no, this story was great. It was good to kind of see Dex because he was obviously like at the beginning he was definitely depressed, and you can definitely see why he feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
But then by the end of it, he gets a little bit of a part of himself back.
Yeah,
I don't
and
want to say like a glimpse of hope, but it's like a kind of like that a little bit. He's not so hard on himself. And then he goes. It ends with him saying, I don't believe exactly what he said, but it was, let me tell you about a story about my good old friend Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah.
And that one just, oh, that just like hits different. But this story was
The
okay.
Imperial Palace is what they call it.
Imperial
What
Palace.
they
That's it.
turned the Jedi Temple into.
Yeah, yeah.
But I wanted to, he sees when he goes up top, he sees uh, stormtrooper helmets,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes him think about the first time he saw uh, the helmets of the clone troopers on the hollow feeds on Geonosis. Like, he just, a whole bunch of, you see a lot of, like, you see the memories of Dex as he's like a bystander in this war,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, which is an interesting take because you don't really
Yeah.
get that. So, and also
Um.
him seeing those protesters about to throw that stormtrooper off like a ledge and like a really deep fall.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing Dex, even after everything the Empire did and everything that they went through, he was still trying to save that stormtrooper. Because
Yeah,
at
he
reveal,
sees this random girl
yeah,
end up stopping them,
mm-hmm,
and she's gonna be a one of my main next points. So I'm not gonna mention
okay,
her by name because she's not mentioned by name at that point in the story.
yeah,
But she's like saying how you just can't, even though they're the enemy, it's just not how they should be.
Mm-hmm.
And um I have the page open here so I can actually read it by word, but there's like one of the rioters around her says that they had family on Jeddah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and obviously Jeddah was actually the first planet that the Death Star was used on,
Yep.
tested. And so everyone is like, after they hear that, everyone's like trying to get this going again. And she stands her ground and she says, the Empire killed billions in the name of peace and security. That's how they ended. It's not how we're going to start. Like,
Yeah.
that's what they were doing. Why would we do the same?
Exactly.
And then they put the stormtrooper down and he takes off his helmet and everyone is just like, they realize that what they were doing was wrong because he's just some young boy, like, and no older than 20, they say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they realize how the Empire dehumanized these soldiers. Like, you never see their face, and that can make it seem like you're just doing what you should by throwing them over the edge to their death. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty ridiculous. I wanted to go through and try to find this exact quote about hope because
Mm-hmm.
I think that's another pretty important theme throughout this story. So I wanted to
Yeah.
try to find that. But to move into my next point, and you can talk about it a little bit while I try to find this. But it was the legend of the Jedi and how they're kind of portrayed throughout history. So the girl, he ends up going back to his diner. So the way he gets up from his apartment to the top, because he realizes that the Empire is going to shut off all the elevators. He used to be a smuggler, and in his years, he had a smuggler route in from his apartment up to the top. And that route it ended, like, it opened up into his diner.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees it like all worn down, the windows are broken. He gets all the, like, he's hit with all the memories of it.
Yep.
And so then when the Empire ends up coming through and killing a lot of all the rioters, all the people in the crowd, and Dex realizes it's going to happen, and he doesn't want them to trample each other. He wants to make sure of that. He does not want them to essentially kill each other. If they're going to die, it's going to be from the Empire. And that's what ends up happening. There's a lot of people he couldn't save, but he then, he leads people down these secret corridors and all these things that he knows because of him being alive so long, being on Coruscant, being a smuggler at some point. So then he goes back to his diner to eventually go back down to his apartment, and the girl is in there hiding. Her name is Vekin Menez. I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce it. And you have this whole discussion with her. So, Mark, let me go ahead and get your thoughts on that. I have mine, but we're going to, like I said, I just wanted to try to find this quote on hope.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so mainly they kind of, obviously they talk about, it ends up talking about the Jedi, and it's Jedi and hope, I guess, is the main two subjects in this story or this conversation. And Dexter, he mainly wants to know why she saved that stormtrooper. And she didn't really have an exact reason at first, because she was kind of second guessing herself. She's like, maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. But then it comes full circle back to the Jedi. And I believe she mainly says that it's just something that a Jedi would do.
Mm-hmm.
put themselves in harm's way and save innocent lives. Because that stormtrooper, that 20-year-old stormtrooper, was just an innocent life caught in the crossfire, essentially, of the Empire and the protesters. And that kind of hits with Dex a lot, um, since he did know a lot of Jedi, and one of his best friends was a Jedi. So, and then as he is leaving down the smuggler tunnels that he used, he asks Vecin if she wants to tag along with him. He can kind of show her the way around down there, and
Because
she does
he
agree.
knows it's going to come in handy for
Yeah,
the coming days, because this conflict is still going to go on up top.
it's gonna go on for a while as well. He knows that. And then at the end, he says, "It's a lot of walking," he warned. "But while we do, I'll tell you about my friend Obi-Wan." And that's how the story ends. It ends on a fantastic note. I don't think it could have ended off any better on that. And I think this interaction is kind of what helps Dex kind of realize that there is good out there. And while darkness and, the dark side and the Empire, they always find their way back around in the picture. He
Mm-hmm.
realizes that this might be a cycle, but there's always good out there as well.
Yeah, that really hits a lot of those points. I kind of wanted to talk about how Vecin talks about how she, even though she's not old enough to have been around when the Jedi were around, she knows of the legends. She's heard the
Mm-hmm.
legends of the Jedi, and uh, Dex talks about the legends were just as flawed as me and you.
Yeah, that was a really
And
good line right there.
then she talks about the light. She talks about the Jedi Temple and how
Yep.
it's always been a symbol, even though it's been turned into uh, the Imperial Palace. It's still a beacon of light. Palpatine, that is one thing that no matter how hard Palpatine tried, he could not reshape it into an Imperial symbol. It was always a symbol of hope. Uh, and I really like that. But so I did find the quote of hope. So this is toward the beginning of it,
Mm-hmm.
when Dex is fully depressed. He's lost all hope.
Yeah.
So this is when he hears everyone celebrating and everything, and he says he's talking about these. He's heard this song before, the song of hope. Dex knew better. He had learned the hard way that hope was a hollow thing, promising everything and granting nothing. Hope was for the foolish, and tonight the fools were feasting.
Yep.
I mean, it's a super interesting way to look at it, and a a very telling sign that Dex is just in a dark place.
Yes.
In this the ending moment when he's talking to Vecin, talking about the Jedi, he it goes into detail about how he's remembering Obi-Wan and how he would cry himself to sleep.
Yep.
And it's just, I mean, seeing this sort of thing in Star Wars it's so interesting to me. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it, it as the years go on, I feel like they're definitely getting into harsh more of these harsh topics that can in a way be very much related to real life instances as well. But I don't know, it's insane. He just blamed so much of it on himself that it just
Yeah.
was overcoming any feeling of hope that he could have ever had. And you talked about how he realizes that the way Vecin thinks is exactly how the Jedi would, and exactly how Obi-Wan would.
Mm-hmm.
He
Exactly.
specifically talks about how it's something that Obi-Wan would do, and how Obi-Wan would feel. So such an interesting story. Seeing the life of Dex so many years later after we've seen him, and a character that many might see as not significant, and it makes him so significant.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know, just a phenomenal story. So I mean, these two, both of these stories were great to read and discuss here. I thought it was amazing.
Oh yeah, no, these stories were absolutely great. I mean, it's only 2 stories. We still got 38 more stories, and I'm
Yes.
already like hooked on this. Like it's great.
So and it's something that I hope that we can continue to bring to Diner Talk. I think this is the perfect type of segment for stuff like this.
Oh
It's
yeah, no doubt.
I feel like these stories aren't going to reach many people, and I hope that these if we continue to do Diner Talks on these, I hope people enjoy them, and I hope they actually get something out of it.
Yeah. And I hope we kind of made them think about getting this book
Mm-hmm.
cuz I'm not me personally, I'm not much of a reader. I don't sit down and read books, but this is something that I could sit down and I could read.
Yeah.
Like this is great. So, I mean, I had a great time here in Dexter's Diner. Logan, did you enjoy your time here too?
Yeah, of course I did, man. It's always a great time being in the diner. It's not run down now.
Yep.
This is the place to be.
Yep. Well, thank you, Dex, once again for letting us chill down here in the diner. If you guys enjoyed Diner Talk, go ahead and let us know down in the comments below. Hopefully, you guys are intrigued in this book and want to get it for yourself. Now, with that, we will send you back to the boys in the studio. It is always a great time hanging down in Dexter's Diner. Appreciate you, Dex, for letting us do Diner Talk down there. But before we get into the last segment of this episode, I have picked out 5 Star Wars characters, and Logan will have to guess the first name of these 5 characters. We did this for me last time. I think I got maybe 1 or 2. I don't really remember.
I don't know if you got
But
any.
maybe I didn't get any. I don't really remember, to be honest. I know it wasn't very good showing for me, but
Mm-hmm.
let's see if you can do a little better, Logan. How you feeling right now?
Uh, I would like to say I'm feeling good, but there's so many characters in Star Wars, and I know there's so many that I don't know their first name. So I'm interested to see who you chose.
All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's get into the first character here, Constantine.
Constantine?
I believe that's how you say it, Constantine. Yes.
Like the Roman emperor?
I mean, I don't know how you spell that, but
I don't even know what character you're talking about. Could you hint me in on like who the character is?
he's from Rebels, and he's
Okay.
affiliated with the Empire.
I've got no clue.
His first name is Cassius, I believe. Kassius. I believe
Hmm.
is an admiral for the Empire who was
Cassius Constantine.
yeah, he
That's
was
a
working
sweet
with
name
Vader.
though.
It is. He was working with Vader to hunt down the rebels. So,
Okay.
all right, let's get into the second character here, Loy.
Oh, Kino Loy? Is that who you're talking about?
Yep, that is Kino
Okay.
Loy. Now your third character, Malicos.
Terran Malicos.
It is Terran Malicos.
Okay. I feel like you're going easy on me on some of these.
Yeah, I just did. Some of these I don't know, so I don't
Mm-hmm.
know where your knowledge lies. But fourth character, Aurelios.
Garazeb, dude. That's a
Garazeb. I
gimme. That is a layup.
I had to give you Garazeb because I know you like saying Garazeb, his full name.
Okay,
I
thank
just
you for
had to.
that.
Yeah, I just knew you love saying his first name. And for your last character, Panaka.
I gave you this one.
Oh, you did?
I mean, I knew it anyway,
Okay, yeah, I didn't know you.
regardless, but it's Quarsh.
It is Quarsh, yeah. It was so long ago, I forgot what characters you gave me. I was like second guessing myself for some of them.
I mean, I
But
had to give you that one because you don't even know, you can't even barely understand the difference between Panaka and Typho, so there's no way you would get their first names.
well, Typho has the thing over his eye, like the eye patch. So, but because you drilled it in my mind.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, Logan, you got 4 out of 5. I did give you some easy ones, but I gave you some like tough ones, like Kino Loy. I don't think I would have got that, but
hmm
and Malikos. I figured you probably knew his name, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd just test you to see where your knowledge on people's first names lie. So
Hey, I'm feeling good after Zeb. Thank you for that. That
yep,
was, I mean, like I said, that was like, you hit a nice pocket pass right into a jelly, you
I
know?
knew most people would say Zeb. I knew you were gonna say Garazeb.
Of
So
course.
and I wouldn't have taken any other answer. So well, as you can see, Logan got 4 out of the 5 characters guessed correctly. If you got 5 out of 5, go ahead and let us know down in the comments below. And now it is time to send it to our final segment, the Galactic Games.
Welcome to our final segment, the Galactic Games. In this segment, me and Mark are just going to be sitting here playing a collection of Star Wars games. This time around, we're going to be playing Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005, but fully modded.
Yep.
Just we have a whole bunch of mods that we downloaded. We're going to play through a bunch of different maps and modes that may have never been seen by you guys. They're fresh things and some things that maybe we haven't even seen. We're going into it blind on some of them, so it's going to be an interesting experience. Let's go right ahead and get right into the games. Oh my god, who do I want to play as? Count Dooku for sure. Count Dooku for
I already know who I'm
surely.
playing as, bro.
Oh my god. Yo, I am flying around the back rooms. Where are you at? Where are you at?
The music, bro. Who do you say you were?
I'm Count Dooku.
Oh, there you are.
Oh
I'm
no!
Payless Kira.
No!
I had to pick the baddie.
Oh,
Yo, what are you
Yoda
doing, bro?
killed me.
Dude, man. Darth Maul, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Oh, you're Kiari Mundi.
Now Dooku, the droid attack on the Wookiees. Yo, Vader.
Oh, I see you.
No.
Get
No,
out of here. Get out of here.
Destroyed.
Oh, no. Oh, dude, like 8 people just died right on that spot.
I accidentally dusted.
Oh, I see you.
Ooh, I am frozen. What the hell? I was frozen, bro. That's whack.
Dude, Vader has such powerful strikes in this, dude. He just looks like he's not even doing anything.
I'm in the middle as well.
I died.
Okay, I'm lagging.
Okay, I just spawned in.
Okay, I lost connection to the host. It's me, Master Yoda. Holy crap, I can't see anything. I can't see
He
anything.
got cooked, dude. Master Yoda got cooked. Master
Dude,
Kermit got
nah.
cooked.
Dude, Palpatine's OP. I couldn't see anything.
You have interfered with our affairs for the last time. Oh, okay, I died.
I couldn't even get a line in. Much to learn. You still have.
Okay, I'm gonna spawn as Anakin. I have 5 seconds. Just trying to stay safe.
I lagged out again.
Oh my god. Alright, we are now on the Geonosis Arena. This is a super interesting map. Oh my god, we've got the gunships down here in the center. Oh my god, this is chaos. Oh my, yo! I spawned up top, and all all of my teammates are just running into the walls up here, glitching out.
Yeah, this one,
I spawned
dude,
up top. Are you down below?
dude, my aim is awful.
Are you jumping right now?
Oh, maybe.
Here, stop. Look up top behind you. Do you see me hanging over the edge?
I see.
Holy shit,
Clone tree.
some dude just jumped
Yo.
off. Some
Okay,
guy
so
just
that was
jumped
you.
off. No, that wasn't me. I'm up top
Okay.
above that. Here, I'm jumping. Do you see me?
Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
Yeah, I just seen that dude jump and fall.
Wait, Mark, get below me. I need you to catch me.
Okay.
I'm coming down.
All right.
Catch me. I see you. I'm trying to land on you.
Oh!
Dude, you guys capture the command post, so we all just spawn up here, and I don't know if it's our only option, but everyone just keeps jumping down.
I just fell through the map.
You just fell through the map?
I'm on the bottom level, dude. Like under the main floor in the center. I'm under that.
Oh my god, how'd you do that?
Dude, I was literally just walking through a gate to try to get up to you guys, and I just like fell. Like the floor, the floor that was there wasn't there.
Dude, the graphics on the outside is literally just like PNG images of like Arizona or something. I'm walking back here. It literally just leads to outside.
What the?
Were you able to just walk right through it?
Yeah, it has like a gate, but like Oh,
Oh.
there you are. Yo, what the?
Oh wait. Oh, I just jumped out one of those holes.
Oh.
Wait, there's droids out here. There's droids out here outside the map.
Can I clip back through, please? No? Alright.
This map is just a full-on glitch. Like there's there's a command post up top that you can't get to. and you can't leave without dying.
Oh, there we go.
No, I accidentally just jumped over the edge. Okay, this is Black Friday Madness. One flag, capture the flag, Mark.
One flag, capture the flag.
Oh, I got the flag. I'm running it. I'm running the flag.
I'm blowing up. There you are. Get him.
No, I got it. Let's go.
No way. That is
go.
whack.
You're not gonna like this, Mark.
Yo, no way, they got the flag.
Get over here, Mark.
Oh. Dude, where's my team? Okay, or not. My game just fully crashed.
Aww. Oh, I almost had you at that.
Let's go. Okay, I brought you down to a pretty good amount of health, and my teammates are doing absolutely nothing about it.
I'm trying to get the flag, and my teammates are not letting me get it. I got it. Ooh. Let's go. I see you, Mark.
Yo, you just...
I was behind you.
Bro, what spawn is that?
Who are you? Oh my god! Oh no! No, 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 no! No! No!
Dude, holy crap!
Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? I'm looking for him.
Oh no, I'm lagging out, dude. Dude, I was going crazy.
All right, Mark. Now we're now we're in Minecraft.
What are we
for
doing
this
here?
map.
Why are we here right now? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Something about the droid attack on the villagers. We had to.
crap! The turret's back on the village.
we had to come out and help. Oh, there you are.
I forgot about the
I'm
TN.
shooting you with my bow. Dude. Yeah, the grenade.
Oh no! I tried to kill.
Oh, I see you.
Holy crap! Yo! Yo! I died to somebody else. Oh no, you. Dude, what? I see you. How am I supposed to hit you?
Where? Oh, there you are.
Dude, how am I supposed
Get
to
over
hit
here.
you? Dude, you're
Get over here,
moving.
Mark.
Dude, you're moving. Dude, you are moving.
Oh my god, dude. Some of the attacks are brutal. Oh my god, I just launched that dude. Dude, I'm just launching people.
Got
Dude,
him.
I was
Let's
so
go.
close. I was so close. Did you
Let's
see me just
go.
launching your teammates?
I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
this next one is Navarro Hunt, and I am a Dark Trooper. And this is the most busted looking Dark Trooper I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh
Okay,
my
I'm
gosh, that is not a dark trooper.
in.
Mom, can we go to the store and get a dark trooper? we have a dark trooper
We have
at
Dark
home.
Troopers at home.
The dark troopers at home. I'm very weak. Yo, why is that dude spinning around in a circle? Yo, that dude spinning around in a circle too.
Dude,
Okay, we
we
won.
got
That was-
cooked. Dude, the Dark Troopers just look so trolly. Well, Mark, I hope you had a lot of fun on some Battlefront 2 mods. That was
Oh, yeah, no, that
absolute
was-
chaos.
Yeah, that was chaos. That was a blast. I was lagging out constantly. It was a big bundle of happiness and then also a little bit of rage because I kept lagging out. But
Yeah, but
No,
it was an interesting experience.
yeah, no, and some of those maps were insane. Like the Minecraft one,
Yeah.
that one was hilarious. In the back rooms, the back rooms is so funny.
I feel like Battlefront 2 2005 gives an experience that no other Star Wars game can recreate, and
I feel the same way.
it just reinvents itself with all these mods. There's plenty more for us to go through, so if you guys do want to see this again, let us know. Let us know any other suggestions you have for the Galactic games in the comments below. This one was really fun to do, and I hope we can continue to do this in the future. I'd love to do this again with more mods, so
Oh yeah.
let us know if you want to see it, and we will go ahead and send it back to the boys at the desk to end out the episode. So, Mark, how was your first ever modded Battlefront 2 experience?
I mean, I had a great time. Just when you thought that Battlefront 2 couldn't get any better, with mods, it just gets better. I don't know how it's possible, but playing in the back rooms was just hilarious. The Minecraft map was awesome, so well done. Navarro, I thought was a great map as well. And I don't know, those really didn't look like Dark Troopers to me, but I mean,
Not at all. But it's so interesting, like you brought up, that a game that good can somehow get better. And being able to have that modded experience in multiplayer just makes it even better. So
yeah. Yep.
it was a great experience. I hope you guys enjoyed that Galactic Games, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Galactic Core. Please remember to like, subscribe, and possibly think about becoming a channel member today. And with that, we will go ahead and send you off. Good night, Coruscant, and good night, citizens of the Republic.